Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. Welcome to Finish the Story. I am your host, Keegan Ray. I am joined here by my co-host, producer, and best friend, Mr. Trent Ludzak. And you already know when we're on the same side of the table, it's a motherfucking guest episode. And I'm excited about our guest today, man. We got the hilarious Jason Zaremba, man.
Hello. I'm doing good. How about you?
Host of the Recast podcast.
Host of the Recast podcast with Reed Pegram. Also hilarious, dude.
Also a friend of the podcast. He's
also
been
friend
on
of the
Finish
podcast.
the Story.
Oh, nice.
He told a hilarious story about a club promoter.
Oh.
So
What's the story? Tell me the story.
Yeah, let's do that.
We just do a recap episode.
By the way, Keegan, way to sprint through the intro.
Yeah, I decided. Yeah,
that was crazy. You like said my name and then didn't give me any time to say anything and then just ran right in. Like Jason has talked before I'd have on this episode.
I was trying to get through it. I was like, because a lot of times I'm dragging ass. I've been watching them and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just
that is an awkward part of podcasting. The number of times that like I've been like recording the pod and I'm just like, oh, how long? Like, is this intro too long? We got to get to it. Like, right?
Yeah.
And there was this one, me and Reed recorded a bonus episode, and I realized when we got to the end of it, I was like, oh, we didn't do an intro. I didn't introduce at all.
Yeah.
What we were doing.
We've had a couple where all like I think we went 10 minutes without even introducing the guest. We're just over here talking, and that's when we would have
we haven't done that. We've done maybe, a minute and a half.
And it's fun because it would just be us on the screen.
Yeah.
And you could hear them like.
Well, now it's both, unless you cut it out, because now that's your job.
I know.
I was kind of what Todd Glass did on his podcast was like he would spend like the first 20 minutes being like, all right, we're going to do this quick intro up top, and then we're going to like the first 20 minutes he's talking about, then we're going to get to the show. And then like he does like 20 minutes pretending it's the actual show, and then he's like, all right, now we're going to close it out on this, and there's another hour left of the podcast.
Well, you remember Ari Shafir's podcast. What was it? Skeptic Tank?
Yeah.
He used to do intros that were like 30, 45 minutes long. It was
crazy.
His intro would be a podcast with multiple ad reads, and then he would cut to the podcast that he was introducing for 45 minutes.
Duncan Trussell does that, man. Duncan Trussell Family Hour. He'll have like a song that comes on, and he's like reading an ad, but it's in a song, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
This is not music. This is Ari walking through South America, talking into a microphone, out of breath for 45 minutes, trying to just hammer out an intro to this podcast.
A walk through South America will do that to you, dude.
Get you out of breath?
Yeah, that's a lot of space you got to walk through.
Nah, it's pretty small, I think.
So, dude, we were talking about this before the podcast. You were talking about, I've never heard the term a Jewish Christmas.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. So what is it? What is it technically?
So the only two things that are open on Christmas Day are movie theaters and Chinese restaurants. So the things that, if you're wondering what Jews do on Christmas is we go to the movies and eat Chinese food. And that's probably my two favorite things. Yeah. So it's a good day.
You do that 3-4 days a week anyway.
I wish, dude.
Dude, I mean, we've done it where my family, we saw Catch Me If You Can in theaters on Christmas Day. And we went to hibachi beforehand. And it was just because my dad didn't want to cook anything. That was the only thing open.
Yeah.
That's a great Christmas movie. It's
a
good one to go back to.
Oh, I didn't know that was a Christmas release, but that makes sense.
Yeah, it was in. I don't know if it was a release, but it was in theaters. And we went and saw that. We also saw Life Aquatic. That was a good one that we saw.
Life Aquatic.
Yeah, Christmas. It was my brother's turn to pick. My dad was so pissed.
Oh yeah,
dude. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm waiting for the Wes Anderson Christmas special, dude. That's gonna be fun.
Jason, what is your favorite movie you've seen on Christmas for Jewish Christmas?
Let's see. We saw Marley and Me. We saw Secret Wife of Walter
Marley
Mitty.
And Me.
That was very funny.
What a bummer. That was funny.
It was funny because I was the only one in the family that didn't cry.
Yeah.
Everyone else was crying. I was like, oh, yeah, that was kind of, I was like, oof, that was kind of rough for the birth of their Lord.
You piece of shit. That was pretty rough.
Ah, there you go.
Using my own.
I didn't
jokes
even do
against me,
that
yeah.
on
No,
purpose.
You did it though.
Yeah, but yeah, Secret Life of Walter Les Mis. I think
I saw The Secret Life of Walter Mitty on
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
But like, I think probably my favorite that I saw on Christmas Day might be The King's Man, which was like the Kingsman prequel movie. Yeah, with like Rasputin and like the World War I like British agents and shit. That was tight.
Those movies, pretty fun movies.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's a good Christmas.
And then
that's a good in the movie, like
yeah,
in the theater.
A double featured. It was that and Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Shit,
So that was
double
fucking
feature,
good.
Man, that's awesome. Did
And-
you sneak
yeah.
into the second movie or?
No, I had that AMC Gold Star
Well, that's
list,
not very
whatever.
Jewish of you. You paid for it.
Yeah, that's always a good time. I haven't done that since I was a kid.
Sorry, I always take you being on the podcast as like open season. As long as I can make you laugh, it's okay.
With a Christmas tree behind me, and it has a different connotation.
Yeah. I made bacon earlier, made sure it smells in here.
Yeah, I just started watching Christmas movies, just trying to get in the spirit.
Oh yeah, I do that starting November 1st. I dive straight into
Damn,
Christmas movies.
You
And
guys really get into the Christmas spirit?
I do, yeah.
What's your favorite?
Favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Gremlins.
Dude, just watched that the other night.
Love Gremlins so
Yeah,
much.
that's
So
a great
good.
one.
So fun. That and then Muppet Christmas Carol.
I like that one too. That's a good one.
Yeah. And it's also apparently of the movie adaptations of A Christmas Carol is kind of the more accurate depiction of Lewis Carroll.
Because the whole thing is stupid?
Pretty much, yeah.
I like the Bill Murray Scrooge. That one's good.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, my dad watches that one every year.
That one scared the living hell out of me as a kid.
Yeah, that creeped me out. And the lady used to creep me out when I was a kid. The taxi driver.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Carol Kane. I was like, that's a little mean.
No, that's a good one. But yeah, we watched that. I watched Batman Returns. I forgot that takes place on Christmas.
Yeah.
We're
that's
just trying to
Christmas
watch different
movie.
shit. I'm trying to watch something new.
The Apartment, the old Billy Wilder, Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine movie. It's just more one of those like movies that takes place at Christmas, but isn't really a Christmas movie technically.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that counts if it happens at Christmas. I watched Friday After Next. I forgot that was a Christmas movie.
Die Hard.
Yeah, Die Hard's good.
Which is so funny how that takes place at Christmas, and he goes to the Christmas party, and they're not playing Christmas music.
I've never thought about
It's
that.
corporate.
They're just playing. They're playing like the dun, 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 dun. I think they're playing like the Four Seasons or something, and I'm like, you went out of your way to not make this a Christmas movie.
They should have just leaned into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched Home Alone because we're doing the Legos. We're doing the Lego set, the Home Alone house.
There's a Home Alone Lego set? Oh, the house.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought it was like Macaulay Culkin doing that made out of Legos.
No, but dude, it has everything in it. It has like a little Macaulay Culkin that you build the sled and then you put it on the stairs and he goes down the stairs out the front door.
That's intricate.
Dude, there's all kind of like little like mechanisms that do the train around with Michael Jordan. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Damn. My favorite thing about Home Alone is that Joe Pesci at the time wasn't used to doing like family-friendly movies. And so when you watch that movie, every time
He's like
Joe
hot off
Pesci,
Casino.
well, every time Joe Pesci is like, like yelling and he's like doing like gibberish, like it's because he's trying not to curse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's like Yosemite Sam in it.
Yeah. He's about to be like, God shit,
I wonder
fuck.
how many bloopers there are. Yeah. Just like God, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I forgot his name, the other robber in that movie. I forgot the name of the actor, but he wrote Rookie of the Year.
Really?
Yeah, based on his based on actually like seeing what happens
Stern.
with Macaulay Culkin. Because Rookie of the Year, I didn't realize till I rewatched it recently. That movie is all about just a child getting like eaten up and spit out by like show business and like adults taking advantage of a child's talent for their own career.
Damn, I didn't.
Pretty
realize
wild.
that.
I didn't. Yeah.
I have never seen it.
It's
I haven't seen it in a while.
yeah, it's on Disney Plus, I think.
I don't have that. Look at me.
Well, you look kind of like a Muppet. I would believe that you have Disney Plus.
I look like I get Disney Plus. I don't buy Disney Plus. They give it to me.
Yeah, you're on somebody else's account for sure.
It's royalties. It's so they don't have to send a check.
Dude, I told you I was sharing an account. My ex-girlfriend changed my icon to Jabba the Hutt and then kicked me off. I was like, dude, like, what the fuck? Just kick me off. Like,
You're not even fat. That's not even an accurate.
She was just being a spiteful bitch, dude. She let me keep the Hulu until I got to the season finale of The Bear and then shut it down.
Damn.
Fuck, dude. Like, like watched what episode I was on. I was like, I'm about to ruin.
She was like
his
keeping
day.
track
Dude,
of it.
We never talked about this, but at we have beers giving at the brewery. So I work at this brewery. It's the biggest day of the year, right? And so, long story short, this girl gets fucking wasted. And she's one of our managers, and they put on. It was Chappelle Roan. So they put on this artist, Chappelle Roan, and they were all singing the Pink Pony Club. And I guess somebody at the bar had control of the Sonos. So they let these girls get all the way to like the chorus, and then they changed it to some like fucking August Burns, right? Like it was some metal song. This girl had a meltdown, dude.
That's amazing.
Dude,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
so
I
funny.
was like, this guy had the Sonos the entire night and was like,
Yeah.
Because that's not just some random asshole. That guy knows the song.
yeah.
He knows what he knows what they're waiting for.
Because they got to the chorus, and I guess everybody sings along. And when he cut it out, she was fucking belting it out, and she was like, "What the fuck?" Dude,
I don't-
She was so mad. She
Here's the
turned
thing.
the music off. For
That's
30
amazing.
minutes.
I don't
So-
think he needs to know the song, and that's the point of the whole thing.
Yeah.
True.
Is that he just if you were present of mind enough to realize, oh, I'm still on the Sonos and I could do something about this.
Yeah.
When the song starts, you could be like, okay, this is a pop song. Obviously, there's gonna be a fucking laid out for you candy bridge of bullshit.
Yeah, I guess it was.
And you just gotta wait for that when that feels like it's gonna end, because there's no surprises in pop music. Guess what? That's when it's gonna end, when you think it is.
sniped her, dude. He
There was
sniped
It's easy. It's easy.
He
Any of
totally
us could
killed
do
the vibe.
this.
It was so fun.
I'm gonna start trying to do that now.
It was so funny. Yeah, dude.
That's great.
She's so mad she turned the music off. So for the last 30 minutes of like the bar was just in silence because she unplugged the aux.
Me and my girlfriend recently hosted a Lord of the Rings extended edition marathon, which
Mother
was
of
like
God.
12 hours.
That's awesome.
And
You guys doing Adderall on that? Or what?
well, there were a few cups of coffee involved, but we started at like I think
That feels like an
9:30.
amphetamine type of party.
Yeah, we started at like 9:30 in the morning or something, and she was like making breakfast. We had a couple people over, and she was like, "All right, go start the movie." And then once I got onto Max and I typed L, Legally Blonde was the first thing that came up. So
you
I
just
queued up. I
changed the
queued
whole
up
thing?
Legally Blonde, and so the first few like title like credit like when it shows like the studio, just like I didn't know MGM did Lord of the Rings. I thought it was and then it shows the like blonde hair and the song playing, and everyone else laughed. She was mad at me.
She's like, I couldn't picture the Weinsteins on the set of this movie.
Oh, that's so damn. So you just got to cook like second breakfast and like.
Oh yeah,
It
you
was-
have to
yeah.
do second
Oh,
breakfast.
it was a long haul.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The dream is to actually set up second breakfast so it happens when that scene happens.
That would
the
work.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you take breaks in between the.
Yeah,
scenes?
yeah, but like 5. Well, we have dogs. We had to take them on a walk, which is like
you're
10
being
minutes.
pussies about it.
Yeah.
Trips is walking around the neighborhood like with.
No, if I'm watching Lord of the Rings, I'm wearing diapers, dude. I'm not
I
getting
got
up.
a catheter in, dude.
Dude, I almost died watching the last one in theaters with my family.
Damn.
Because, man, that movie just doesn't stop ending.
No.
That
You'll be like, oh, okay, that's the end of it, and it's just like, oh, well, there's another 3.5 hours, and you're like, oh God, the boat scene lasts like 20 minutes. I forgot how slow that fucking scene was. You're like, all right, bye. It's like when you were a kid and like your mom took you to like, I don't know, church or synagogue, whatever flavor you are of person, and like she likes and like you're leaving, but she has to say goodbye to everyone for 20 minutes.
Oh, God.
It's like I'm just gonna wait at the car.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, dude.
that's how I feel with that movie.
I have a lot of that in me, if we're being honest. I'm a master of the long goodbye.
Dude, I am the Irish goodbye.
Irish. I try to Irish goodbye as much as I can.
I do too. I think I can't. I get it just sucks. I get the anxiety of having it, and then everybody asks where you going, why you leaving. I'm just fucking gone, dude. Like if I'm not around for 10 minutes, I left. Like, I'll text you I'm okay if you're that kind of person.
That is the funny thing about the Irish goodbye is you do get to imagine like someone at the party or wherever you were just being like, hey,
and then you're like, oh, that guy's wrapped around a tree now.
Yeah, I mean,
I do an Irish goodbye, but I just put bombs in people's cars. That's my version. An Irish goodbye.
Hell yeah. Hell
the
yeah.
true Irish goodbye. Man.
That's so fun.
That is fun.
I learned recently that apparently Ireland doesn't have any public trash cans anywhere.
What?
Because it's an easy place to put a bomb.
Damn, that just seems like that.
Wow.
And apparently it happened.
Bad outweighs
Damn.
the good in that.
Well, and apparently it happened to the point that, like, I heard that, and then I went and I talked to somebody else, and then they thought about it, and they were like, is that why Ireland was so dirty?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There'd
Even
be
Israel doesn't do that. That's wild.
There'd be trash everywhere.
Yeah, well, Israel doesn't let people with bombs inside, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But if
They're
you
pretty
like
careful about it.
But if you go to like a
Right.
coffee shop or something and you forget to take like your like your purse or whatever with you, you go back like 2 minutes later, there's a fucking SWAT team. And fucking this happened to someone I know is they like went to a coffee shop, that literal story, they like forgot their purse. When they got to the second location, they were like, oh shit, I need to go back to get my purse. And it is like a fucking
It's a big problem.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they take that shit real seriously.
Yeah, an unattended bag.
Yeah.
Dude, I would be so mad because that's where my weed is.
Yeah.
That's like the Dan Mitz joke where he's like, to get my weed past airport security, I put it in my gun.
Yeah.
I'm so sketched out about going through airport security. Like every
I hate
time,
it.
even if I have nothing on me, it just makes me so anxious.
I
going
never
through.
bring anything, and
No,
I'm
that's what I
anxious
mean,
every
but it's
time.
just anxious, just the anxiety of doing it. I fucking hate it.
It's because you know that guy with like no change in his bored expression could be like, come this way, and just change your life for no reason.
Yeah.
It's a scary situation.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, you're right. He could just have his fingers in your ass.
I mean,
in
he can
5
ju-
minutes.
he-
Like,
Yeah.
your day could turn.
And that'll
into that.
change your love life
bro.
specifically.
That guy can molest you with dead eyes. And then you just have to
government
like
back.
find a lady with dead eyes, you know?
Yeah, so you're like, hey, babe.
And that's not a sustainable
That's some
relationship.
Edgar Allan Poe level, molested with dead eyes.
Babe, I'm gonna need you to put on these rubber gloves and
And pretend that it's 4 a.m.
and I'm gonna bend over this fucking plastic bucket. Yeah, the TSA is fucking crazy. It's so intense. I would pay for the pre-check if I had to do it all the time.
Apparently, you have to go to the airport to get pre-check. Like, you can't just do it like online.
Like it's like a whole
Really?
trip.
There's
That's fucking crazy.
there's a comic that has a whole bit about like I travel all the time, but I don't have pre-check because I can't just like I would have to go there to do it, and I'm
Yeah,
too lazy.
I can't afford just going to the airport.
Yeah.
Go to the
Dude,
airport.
that fucking sucks. It's like, who just goes to the airport?
I mean,
Like, that's
I don't know, man. You ever had a Cinnabon at 6:30 in the morning?
just go there to drink $17 beers. You're like, this place is awesome.
Honestly, though, airport drunk is a special kind of drunk.
That's true.
It's like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why it's $17 beers because like that's a high.
It's the experience.
Like it's the premium of being drunk. Like if you thought drunk driving was fun, you know, like, drunk flying.
Get a load of drunk flying. That is,
Get loaded and drunk fly.
Yeah, I quit drinking, but
I have a
I'll
pilot
drink
that,
again. I will
that's the
drink
same.
again if it's on a plane. It is fun.
Yeah.
I want to fly with you when you start flying again.
Dude, I mean, they will tell you you cannot get on the plane. I've seen that. And apparently that happened.
Well, because you'll get drunker as you go higher.
Yeah, they're like, we're not dealing with this.
If you're too drunk now,
yeah, we're on the ground and you're out of control. I'm not scared of flying. I'm more scared of the people that you're flying with. Like, I don't want to be on a plane with somebody who's trying to open the fucking door, or like somebody that's having.
I don't think that's not
meltdown.
If I see a Burger King Burger King crown on a plane, I'm like, ooh, get the phone ready.
Get my belt ready. This is yeah, I don't know if I would be the one to hold somebody down either. Like tying to a chair, you know what I mean? I might be playing devil's advocate. Like,
you'd be like, wait a minute. That baby was pretty rude. He shouldn't have hit it. He shouldn't have hit it. But
I would just be on Xanax and listening to fucking Pink Floyd, and I'd be like, whatever's happening doesn't concern me.
Yeah, just don't.
Oh no, I'm on the next 9/11 plane. Well, I guess that's what happens to me. I'm gonna listen to Dark Side of the Moon.
This guy's got a box cut. What do you want from me?
I'm a big fan.
That would be Eclipse is a great song to die to, probably.
Honestly,
that's a good one.
That sounds like a good one.
What's your takeoff song? We've talked about this too.
Takeoff song.
Best takeoff song.
Yeah, when you're sitting in the seat, the runway, you start. Yeah. You're about to take off.
Interesting.
What song do you want kicking off?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is "Kickstart My Heart," but that seems too fast. That's too fast.
Fuck? Were you born in a strip club?
No. What? I wish.
Dude,
I was born in a hospital like a fucking nerd. I don't fucking know. Ultimate takeoff song. It's got to be something.
I feel like you were born in a hospital I wouldn't be allowed into.
Well, that's a real low bar to get banned from New Jersey. It's real. Fuck. I don't. That's takeoff song.
You haven't been zinning. You're about to start sweating, dude. Watch Keegan. He's gonna get clammy in 30 seconds.
Dude, one time we did a podcast and I just had a Zen and I had just drank a coffee and it was like a Patreon and fucking Trent was telling the story about passing out and I started getting lightheaded from the Zen. It was like on camera you could see me slowly like, dude, I take my sweatshirt off. I was like sweating. It was rough.
Damn.
The funniest thing that could have happened though is if your forehead just slammed on the table.
If I passed out while you're talking.
I feel like Space Oddity, if you time it up right, is probably a great takeoff song.
That is a good takeoff song.
Yeah, when it's the
what was yours?
That part.
I forgot.
I think it was Freebird.
Oh yeah, one time Freebird happened to sync up and I was like, this is the best it could be.
Interesting.
I didn't even like set it. It just happened to happen.
First time I ever took an edible, it hit just as the plane was taking off.
Ooh.
That's a great time.
It's a great time if it's not your first time on edibles.
It was your first time on edibles?
It was the first time I ever took an edible.
Jesus.
And I had a moment where I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then it was like, oh, no, I'm in a tube in the sky.
No, you can't think those things. No. You
literally
wrestle that down, dude.
2 feet this way is certain death. And I could not get over that.
Dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun.
I did the same. I ate too many edibles and I started having those same thoughts that I was trapped and I was like, stop it right now. I started thinking, I can't get out of here if I wanted to. I was like, don't even go there.
Now I take Xanax every time I fly.
That seems like a better drug.
It's much better. It's great.
There's too much. I don't need to be that, in tune with my surroundings.
I don't think I could do Ambien on a plane. That would be too much.
No.
Ambien, if you don't fall asleep, it gets weird.
That's what I was about to say. If you're
it gets
asleep,
fucking weird. And having said that, I fucking love Ambien.
Yeah, you're on
It's
the plane
wild.
Going, that motherfucker is not real. Everybody's like, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely made an ass of myself before on a plane. Though I was definitely drunk, and I passed out before my drinks came. And the lady was like, "Are you sure you need this?"
I've actually never done that.
What?
I've always been a good boy on a plane.
Well, I mean, that was the worst. I mean, worst case scenario, I just passed out, and everyone was like, "Dude, this guy's snoring." Like we haven't even started taking off.
No, I mean, I don't like. The drunkest I've ever been on a plane was definitely the most recent time I flew when I was flying back from LA. And like I had like 4 IPAs before I got on that plane. I was riding pretty high, you know what I mean? But then I got on the plane and then we sat for what felt like an eternity because I was pretty drunk, just waiting to back up.
God, that sucks.
And by the time takeoff was happening, I was like starting to nod off. Like I was, and then I just slept until I was in Atlanta.
Dude, we got stuck on the runway one time in Denver for longer than our flight would have been.
Oh,
It was like 3 hours.
I've had a similar thing happen. When I had to fly up, it was either to visit my grandpa in the hospital or to go to his funeral. It was one of the two. And it was like I think it was like 4 hours like delay. They eventually, after like 2.5 hours, were like, we're going to let you off the plane. And this was 2021, so you were still required to wear a mask. And once they said, we're going to let you off the plane, the guy next to me ripped off his mask. Man, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
And then when we all came back on the plane, he wasn't there.
No.
And so I was like, all right, a little extra leg room. All right.
bro, the Denver airport is not where you want to do that.
No, you just got disappeared into the fucking Illuminati chamber underneath.
The Denver airport is like attached to the international tunnels the Illuminati
pulled the
run.
wing of a gargoyle and you disappeared. Yeah, they wouldn't even let us get off the plane. And the lady was like telling me I couldn't stand up. I was like, listen, like, we're going to be on the news if you don't just let me stand here for a second. Because I was just like, dude, my back hurts. It's that fucking recycled air is blowing in your face.
That shit's gross.
Yeah, this sucks. That was spinning me out too.
Yeah.
I started thinking about like the lady in front of us was coughing. I was like, dude, somebody with a cough on a plane is.
You guys got to just not sleep for a long time before you get on a plane. That's what I do. Is I stay up as long as I can before I get on a plane, because then I will definitely sleep through the whole flight.
I'm always afraid I'm going to miss my fucking flight, or I'm going to get on the wrong plane because I'm tired. Like, I'm going to get fucking lost in the airport.
You won't.
They're not going to let you on the wrong flight.
Yeah, you won't. They're not.
I'm at the wrong gate. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Bro, you're not. I mean, you're not. Here's the beauty of this. This is a drug-free system. Like, you don't need the drugs. You're tired already. You just show up. You're like, you're tired, but you can function. You can look at numbers. You can say, hey, that big ass TV says the name of the city I'm going to, and it says the same number on my phone. And then you sit there until they say you can get on, and then you get on, and you just go right the fuck to sleep.
Airports are designed to be as easy to navigate as possible.
Yeah. Honestly, people who have trouble with it, I really am like, these are the bottom 10%.
Yeah. Even if you go to like, even if you're in like another country, you still like. I went to Europe earlier this year, and like I still understood where stuff was. I don't know what that word is and what half of those letters are on that sign, but I get that it's an arrow and there's a number on it.
Yeah. Numbers are universal, guys. They don't change.
Yeah,
isn't that disappointing? Don't you kind of wish every few countries or something had their own numbers?
Look, man, I barely care about math. If I have to translate math, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to
I don't do math in English.
Bro, you're not going to make me translate my math to Spanish.
Yeah, fuck that. Jesus Christ.
They multiply different over there.
That's what Christina was talking about, homeschooling the girls. I'm like, who the fuck's gonna teach them math? Like, I hate that shit. Like,
you do. So, as somebody who's partly homeschooled, there are like groups where basically you can pay somebody who teaches like a class for homeschool kids, where they're like twice a week show up at this like community center, this church or something.
Yeah.
You can get a sex worker to do it for a lot less money, probably.
You can, yeah. There's a few ways. I don't have much experience with that one.
Yeah.
Funny, dude. Christina walks in the living room, and there was some ladies of the night, my children. She's
with like a chalkboard. Yeah. She's dressed in like sweats. She's fine,
bro. She's super good with money,
bro. Your girls know metric like none other.
You're just working a digi scale. You're like, that is how we break down grams.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, math is one of those things where I feel like you can teach them up to what they need to know, but if they show an interest, you've got to find somebody who can be like, this is algebra. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, normal people don't need algebra. They can say you do.
Yeah.
But like,
my parents never helped me with my homework, like at all. My brother always helped me with stuff. Like my older brother, my parents, like I would ask them, like, "Go ask Blake, like, get the fuck out of here." Like I don't want to do that.
I just didn't do homework.
No.
Oh,
Like only like rarely, if ever, I would just do homework.
you naughty boys.
I was a naughty boy.
Really, you were bad.
I just didn't do homework. But if it was like a serious paper or something, I would usually do it. But I one time got a C for a paper I didn't write.
That's pretty good. That's
Senior year of high school.
you might be the best writer I've ever met.
Thank you. It was fun. It was we had to write a paper on, I don't even remember, and I didn't write it. And then the morning of, she's like, "All right, everyone, like I'm gonna gather up the papers, put them out on the table." And so the girl next to me, I know she was like really smart, so I just took a glance at her paper real quick, memorized a sentence from it, and then the next day when she handed back everyone's essays, I like went up to her after class, was like, "Hey, I didn't get mine back." And she was like, "No." I was like, "Yeah, I wrote that thing about how blah, 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 blah." She was like, "I remember reading that."
Nice.
And she was like, "I'm going to try to find it." But then she was like, "I can't find it, but I can't like give you I'll just give you a C." I was like, "I'll take
I
it."
think you learned more from that.
I should have, I should have gotten an A for that alone.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what school really is.
Yeah. What sucks is I actually liked that teacher. So in hindsight, I do feel a little bad.
Nah, fuck that
Nah,
bitch.
fuck her,
Yeah.
dude. Dude, I just had a party of 65 teachers at my work.
Damn.
And dude, let me tell you.
Keegan's ready to
it's
do a
as
school
fucking-
shooting.
It's as bad as you think it is.
Yeah.
And it was all women, and they were fucking bossy as shit. Like, it was crazy. It was like to the point where I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck if y'all get cheese dip or not. Dude, this is crazy. I was like, yeah, damn. Just a room full of women just...
Ladies, I'm looking at you. You don't need cheese dip.
Dude, I mean, the amount of cheese dip that we put out, I was like, it's crazy that we're out. Like that's insane. Dude.
None of you are shitting tomorrow.
Yeah, nobody. Like, one lady, I mean, it was insane. Just watching these ladies fucking pour cheese dip.
That would be great. You go to a town hall meeting. People are talking. The school board is meeting to talk about something about teacher pay, and you're just like, they're eating all the cheese dip.
They don't.
Fuck these fat bitches.
If they got money for cheese dip, they got money for bills.
Nobody was tipping, dude.
No.
Fucking, that was out the window. I was
You
like,
should be
sorry.
thanking us for what
They
we
did an
do.
event cash bar. I was like, God, these like fucking cheap, dude. It's crazy.
Dude, I will fight a teacher right now. I confidently could probably fight 3 teachers, excluding gym teachers.
Excluding gym teachers. I was about to say there was a couple of gym
Yeah,
teachers.
excluding gym teachers.
Which is crazy. Because I said that. I was like,
Bro,
yeah,
I could take 9 English teachers for sure. History teachers, keep sending them, you know?
Honestly, a PE teacher would probably be easier to take than some English teachers.
Yeah.
A PE teacher?
I don't know. Some of them only have the appearance of
Here's the problem.
fitness.
Here's the problem. I would end up being friends with the PE teachers.
Okay.
We become drinking buddies.
All right, man.
Yeah, we're so deep. We've
Yeah.
done
Did
like
you-
we've done like
Let's get into that
33
story.
minutes.
Have we done the
My
intro
bad.
yet?
My bad.
What's the name of this show?
Hey,
by the
run
way?
through it again real quick.
Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you brought a story.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a while
brought
since
a
we had
story.
somebody who was like, I brought a story.
Yeah, this is a story that I haven't told publicly yet, but I have told many people in my life privately. And what if I had like a giant like storybook,
Dude, that was,
and I just like pulled up like right next to the fireplace and just held it with like a big leather chair? That'd be fun.
If you pulled up a pop-out book, I would shit my pants.
did you have a blanket on this whole time? Looking like the Sleepy Time bear. You got a little nightcap.
Once upon a time, in the year 2017.
Dude. I just got my fireplace inspected at the house. They came out. We could do a fireside fucking episode.
We could.
That'd be tight.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but
Anyways.
yeah. Anyway, so this was 2017. When I was 23, I moved in and I feel bad. He's a friend. He was a friend of mine, so I feel bad describing him this way. But I moved in with a 32-year-old alcoholic going through a divorce.
Can I guess?
You don't know him. He's in North Carolina.
Okay.
What do you want to hear? Who your guesses are? Though?
I might have met him. I've been to North Carolina a few times. If you said a name, I'd say there's probably a 25% chance that I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that guy."
Okay, so he's alcoholic. How much is he drinking? Like,
insane? At least
like a bottle of wine, a podcast?
No, but getting like a different case of PBR like every day.
Okay.
I think it was a good amount. And I was also indulging in the same thing. At the time, I used to be very cool.
He was he was drinking half the PBRs every day.
Hey man, you might have a problem. I'm fucking splitting it with you. Like,
but yeah. So he, 32-year-old, at his age doesn't really matter. But going through a divorce, and we moved in together. We moved in.
Can we give him a fake name though?
His fake name is Barney.
okay.
Barney, good
Barney.
fake name.
Thank you.
I like the vibe it puts. Simpsons.
Barney.
Very that's what.
Very Simpsons.
That's what I'm picturing.
But so yeah, we moved in together, and he's going through a divorce, and he was like a womanizer. He was a real ladies' man. I tried to learn from him through osmosis, but to no avail.
That's funny.
And
that is because that guy has moves that will never work for you.
No, not at all. No. I tried many a time, and it didn't work.
Replicate.
I've been in that situation, brother.
Yeah, especially I was now I feel like I'm at my best now. Like you'd subtract 7 years from my life, I was a much worse looking and vibe-wise human being.
I mean, you're wearing a
too.
watch with hands.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. 7 years ago, yeah, rough.
And at the time, I had a Darth Vader watch, which actually looked pretty cool.
See, but you're not totally fake.
I couldn't get away with it though,
because you're like it was still pretty cool.
It was. I do think it was still a pretty cool looking watch because it was just blackface with
It was
not black. It was
okay.
All right.
I
wouldn't wear it now, but
clip
that's
there.
not a bad thing. But so we move in, and our next door neighbor is this woman who's in her mid-30s. We know nothing about her except for that we see her walking her dog every day, and she's carrying a golf club with her.
Okay.
Good.
And we're like,
that means it's
all right, that's something. Yeah.
that means it's a good neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. And so
Hold up, what kind of dog? Because if it's a tiny dog,
it was a big dog.
Okay, if it's a tiny dog, it's way funnier though. Like if she's got a Chihuahua and a golf club.
It's so that when the dog shits, she can just.
Was it a driver or?
I do not know the difference between the golf clubs. It was a big one.
No,
Okay.
I'm picturing a sand wedge lady.
It's got a chip and whatever.
So we have some people over one night, and we're out on the porch. We see her walking around. We're like, "Hey, come over." We don't know her,
Oof.
and "Hey, come over, hang out with us." And
Want to play some golf? We got a putt. We got one of those little putting things.
well, found out that was like one of the first things I asked her. I was like, "Hey, what's with that fucking golf club?" And there was
you
a
can
lot.
hang on the porch, but you can't come inside until you tell me about that golf club.
Definitely, it would be a countdown until I asked of like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck is going on with that?" Really, we asked you, invited you in here to ask you, what are you doing?
It has to come up. It would be weirder if it didn't come up, if you just let her walk around with a golf club.
But it was apparently because there were a lot of geese in the neighborhood. And it was so that if a goose got like near her dog or something, she would just whack it with the golf club.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what?
Honking birds.
Yeah.
Bro,
Which is a federal crime. That's totally illegal.
FBI shows up, he's getting dragged out. They're like, dude, they're showing you pictures of the geese you had.
They've got black eyes and stuff.
They're pressing charges.
There's like one of its babies are like in the corner, and it's just like raining, and it's like a Bruce Wayne moment.
By the way, I'm on her side now. Like, if I was in your shoes and that lady, I was like, why do you have that golf club? And she said geese, I'd be like, fair enough.
Yeah, fuck yeah, because geese are aggressive.
They're
as shit.
monsters.
Yeah, I fucking hate geese. One of my least favorite animals. And part of that is because of living there. There were so fucking many of them. I was like, we need to get rid of
Wait, where
these
was this again?
This was in Raleigh.
Raleigh. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
North
Yeah, that's a
Carolina.
Off of Blue Ridge.
Yeah, a flock of geese is a fucking problem.
They were everywhere, dude.
Jesus.
You should be like, lady, you should get a shotgun.
Yeah,
for this.
hey, you want to get me a club? Let's go out there and solve this problem, dude. Have a couple of drinks.
But so she came over and we're like, talking about stuff. And this was 2017. Trump just got elected for the first time, and we and my friends were
Innocent times.
innocent times. We were just talking about like just politics and how much we hated him. And she chimed in when she was like, "Well, actually, I voted for Trump." And I was like,
You
well,
should have seen that coming a mile away.
well, so I asked, I was like, "Oh, well, why'd you do that?" And she was like, "Well, because I like chaos." And she had this look in her eyes that is the biggest red flag I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like it was almost as if there was like a record scratch like moment in like a movie, like in It when like they look into his mouth
Yeah.
and those three fucking things come out.
Yeah. I think I've had this exact conversation with Seven before.
But so then the
Chaos. You're like, this lady's ruined a couple holidays.
yeah.
This lady is not allowed at holidays
Yeah,
anymore.
this lady's banned from Christmas. Dude.
She's banned from Christmases she hasn't been to.
She's banned from the holiday
Bro,
itself.
this lady is banned from Jewish Christmas.
There's definitely a group chat dedicated to her. Like,
That lady used to sell meat to the local Chinese places, but now she's banned.
It's all geese.
All hitting all these geese. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Thanks for
she's
circling
out there
that.
beating a goose. I love chaos. Feathers everywhere. Like, this lady is a monster.
I
dude.
stuff my own pillows.
Dude, her and her dog have killed 25 geese today.
She's got notches on the golf club.
They're an endangered species
Yeah,
now.
she's walking around with feathers. She has the feather necklace. like full metal jacket. Like,
She's got the Ed Gein shit where it's just a
Like, I think she's got goose.
She has a
blood on her
necklace
cheeks.
of goosenecks.
Yeah, she's got the war paint. She's out there hunting them. You're like, dude.
All right. So this lady comes out hard for Trump because she likes chaos.
Yeah.
She got arrested at January 6th for sure.
She had a golf club in the back. Just,
If you go watch the video, you see somebody waving a golf club. That's her.
yeah, and swinging a goose.
but then the next morning I wake up and like
I don't like that this is a multi-day story.
this is a year-long story.
Oh no.
But no, I'm gonna brevity is I'm gonna do my best to
Bro, we got all the time you got to tell us.
and so the next morning it's 10:30 a.m. I grab a PBR out of the refrigerator and
Helping your buddy.
and my
Taking your shift at the rack.
my roommate is sitting on the couch with his head in his hands. And I'm like, "What's up, dude?" He was like, "Dude, I had sex with the neighbor last night."
No.
Oh, he fucked Goose Girl.
He fucked Goose Girl.
Dude.
That's a problem.
Yeah. And I was like,
How old is this lady?
I think mid-30s. I don't remember her age.
Okay. So, because I'm picturing like a 65-year-old. Like, I'm picturing a crazy old lady.
Oh,
Nah, not a crazy old lady, just a crazy lady.
yeah. just,
Okay.
But I'm like, okay, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. That is our next door neighbor.
Yeah, that's.
And this is also our only next door neighbor because the apartment complex, it was like weird setup where like it was like two like apartments per like story or whatever. Like you go up the stairs, there's just two, but then you go over like to the other side, there's another set of stairs that are kind of like coupled together.
Yeah, I've lived in shitholes before.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably a bad idea. And so we craft a text to try to be as diplomatic as possible to be like, hey, look,
Oh no.
last night last night was fun.
You guys might as well be writing the Declaration of Independence. Did you sign it? Is that what ruined it?
No, but he said basically like, listen, last night was a lot of fun. I enjoy hanging out, but like we probably shouldn't do that again because we're neighbors and I'm going through a lot right now. And within seconds,
Oh, no, dude, those fucking 3 little dots come up. Like, oh, no.
There's a knock at the door.
yeah,
I'm getting a ring update.
she texts back, and I quote, "No, I love you.
Oh.
If you don't come over and fuck me anytime I want, I will end you."
Oh, he.
So let's just sit in that for a second.
That guy's getting a divorce?
Jesus.
And so we were like, what the fuck does that... We were like, what the fuck does she mean end? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck's she gonna do? Who gives a shit?
No, they have their ways.
Yeah, we just smoked a bowl and moved
They
on
can
with our
make it
day.
happen. That's
Yeah, wow.
And this other woman that he was fucking came through later that day. And she...
what a fucking fast and loose player this roommate is, by the
yeah,
way.
Yeah. Mhm. They were like friends with benefits.
Yeah.
But I think she also kind of had a crush on him.
Yeah.
But you can't bring that girl over
No,
after a lady just ultimatumed you.
and so she walks in carrying a piece of paper, and she's like, "This was on your door. What's this?" And it says, "Free STD. Ask for Barney."
Damn, dude.
And we were like, "That okay? Is that what she meant? She's just gonna be kind of all right, whatever." And then the next day, we go on to the we get a phone. Well, no, we got a phone call. And he got a phone call. I don't know why I'm involving myself.
Dude, you're in it.
We had a-
You're like, dude, I live here, but we gotta get an update.
So he got a phone call from the manager of a comedy club that we would go to. And she said, "Hey, explain this." And we go onto the Google reviews, and she wrote a review of the comedy club accusing him of sexually assaulting her.
Oh.
And we were freaking out. We were like, what the
yelped
fuck?
him,
What the
dude.
fuck? What the fuck? The lawyers for the comedy club had to get together. Luckily, this specific thing, we were able to get the review taken down. It took, we were able to get it taken down. So we were like, okay, that was close.
Also, pretty open and shut case if he has a text that says, "Hey, that was a mistake. I don't want to do this." And she says, "No, you will fuck me."
Yeah. So just to do a run through a lot of the stuff she did. So she put more signs on our door that also said the same thing.
Well, that's the
PSTD.
easy thing. That's gonna happen a lot.
She threw dog shit on the Friends with Benefits car.
She went full chimpanzee, dude.
I'm assuming it's her.
Jim
We
crazy.
assumed it was dog shit.
She went.
Oh my god.
We hoped it was dog
Oh,
shit.
no.
It's her shit. Dude.
No, it's her shit. That's not dog shit.
Yeah. She pointed a camera at our door to know when we were coming and going. She slashed tires. She put a voodoo doll at top of the stairs with a noose around its neck,
no,
next to a copy of Mein Kampf, and she knew I was Jewish.
Holy shit.
Whoa. Fuck. Doll and his.
She called the cops on us multiple times. She put a bloody tampon on our front porch.
What?
That's
The
grossest.
funny part about that story was I was home alone when that
voodoo-
happened, and I had ordered DoorDash.
Oh no.
1 star, dude. This DoorDash driver is disgusting.
I heard a knock on the door, and I open it, and there's a bloody tampon, and I'm like, and I'm also high, so I'm like, that's not what I ordered. That's
You're like,
it looked much more delicious on the website, I guess, but. But then she
this is not what I ordered.
Bro,
so she
voodoo
kept
doll Mein Kampf me any day. Do not leave a tampon on my door.
That's an act.
she put a fake baggie of cocaine on our doormat.
And then called the cops.
No, exactly. She
That's
wanted
so
to get
stupid.
she wanted us to pick it up and get our fingerprints on it, and then
she's
call the cops on us.
crazy.
But no, we grabbed a napkin, picked it up, brought it inside, and we're like,
And then did the cocaine.
and called the cops immediately because by this point there had been multiple calls to the police back and forth because she was probably slashing tires, was all this shit she was doing.
They know her name.
She would her name, which I don't think I even have to come up with.
Let's make up her name.
Okay, let's fake say that her name was Carrie Deming. That's a made up random name.
Some person named Carrie
Deming.
Carrie Deming?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to get this fake name right.
Yeah. And so we she called the cops on us for smoking weed. We call the cops on every time she did something. The cops, every time they would come over, they would be like, all right, what's the story? And then they would go knock on her door. Go like, police, open up. Knock on her door. Police, open up. Well, she didn't answer. So then they leave. And we'll say, like, she did that. Look at all this stuff. And they're like, well, do you have, like, evidence that she did that? And it's like, aren't you the fucking cop?
I mean, what? Get a camera.
Well, that was the thing. We talked about getting a camera for a while, but we also couldn't afford a camera.
Yeah,
and that also the camera alone broke the rental agreement.
She can afford a camera to put in front of your place, but you can't afford a camera to put.
There are so many comments you guys are making that like later in the story you're gonna get a bigger part of the picture. Dude. Every time when you say like, how can she afford a camera but we can't, I'm like, ooh, wait till you get to that part of the story.
Okay.
And but so like the only thing that would happen is when the cops came, that would scare her enough to like, back off for like a couple weeks. And we went to the magistrate like multiple times to try to get a judge or something. Yeah, I did not even know what that was.
I didn't know that was still a term.
It is. And we at one point,
magister.
At one point, she called the cops on us, and a cop comes over, and he's like, "All right, can I come in?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll let you in, whatever." We didn't have weed out or anything at the time, and he's like, "All right, where's the weed?" And we were like, "Oh, I think we know what this is. Oh, our next door neighbor." And before we could get once we said next door neighbor, he goes, "I know. Everybody at the station knows about this." And so this was like real involved. Like the people knew our fucking names and everything.
Crazy.
That sucks.
And then at one point,
those two alcoholics and that crazy bitch.
At one point she. But the thing about calling the cops was we didn't want cops around regularly because we just loved to smoke weed and chill. The property manager didn't want cops around too much.
Yeah,
because a lot of the tenants in that place were undocumented.
Oh, so they're just like every night they're just freaking.
Yeah,
out.
they're freaking the fuck. And we like we know our downstairs neighbors was this like big and the context. This was also right after Trump got elected and ICE and everything was going down.
Scared.
Yeah. So we tried to show. We would always like we had the number of like some of our other neighbors and would tell them like, hey, don't freak out. We're called they know about her too. So we're like, look, just like
complex knows about this bitch.
They're not.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood.
They're not here.
The whole neighborhood knows about her. So we're just like telling our other neighbors, like, hey, calm down. If you see like a cop car, that's for this. You guys just lay low. Don't worry. And we also we tried to call she had a gun which she wasn't allowed to have. But like they couldn't.
I believe in the Second Amendment.
Yeah. All right. But so then,
stupid.
We called one time. So she and so all right. Yeah, the property manager hated what was going down, and we didn't want to have too much attention to the property manager because my Barney wasn't on the lease.
Oh.
Which I did look up before.
Bro, you're 33 getting a divorce and you can't afford to be on the lease?
It's not about affording it. He couldn't pass a background check.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man.
Great guy, though.
You really picked a good roommate.
Great guy, though. Really,
That might be the problem.
really funny comic, really nice guy. But we all have flaws. And but so
Reminded every day.
I like ended up like talking to the property manager, and it reached a point, and I was like, listen, but because I got a level with you here, and she was like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
His car is here every day. Like, who do you think you're fooling? These two stoners thought they got around like someone.
We know you're smoking weed.
Yeah,
It's fucking outrageous.
like they're fucking.
You
And
send
so
him to buy the beers for both of you every day.
And so they asked me to like come into the office. I go to the office. I bring the signs and printout of the texts that she has sent. And
Are they just like handwritten like words? Or
yeah, they're
like,
handwritten.
pictures,
No,
or-
it's just handwritten, red Sharpie.
Oh,
Yeah. She also this I forgot to write down, but she
Red
drew
Sharpie should be illegal.
She painted a pentagram on our door.
perfect.
Sick.
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's just
That
good
was when I got
decoration.
back. I was like, I mean, this is actually kind of cool.
you're like,
I was like,
leave
look
it
yeah,
up,
dude.
Pretty
I'm
metal.
about to put on some fucking Slayer, dude.
Yeah, dude. You're like, this gets it, bro.
And so I go to the office and I bring the signs and everything and I give it to them and they hate her too. And she, the property manager, she goes to a filing cabinet, opens it up, pulls out a folder about this thick and opens it and it's all signs that she's put on other people's doors.
Whoa.
And I wasn't able to read any of them. But then she put mine in there, closed it, and she was like, listen, we have been looking for a reason to evict her for a long time. I think we got her.
Yeah, she's throwing her shit.
And
Yeah.
I don't, and I, you know,
Yeah, but you
Thankful-
can't bring that up because the guy who's not on the lease is girlfriend.
yeah. Well, she was also a paralegal, the
So
friend.
she was like helping out.
Yeah, she was helping out. That's how we knew what a magistrate was.
I still
she was the
don't
one that
know
just, like,
what
you
a
can go to-
magistrate is.
It's a judge but smaller. That's my that's my best guess.
Tiny
That's
judge.
all I
I'm
know.
not
It's
even
a
gonna
judge but smaller.
I was about to
That's
Google
my-
it, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that
I'm gonna live the rest of my life.
that's
knowing
my
that a
recollection.
magistrate-
It's a judge but smaller.
forever and ever for me.
That's my best guess.
I'm gonna tell other people that.
I'm gonna bring it up in conversation.
But so then, I don't know how long the eviction process usually takes. It was like another 6 months.
with a
They
gun-
weren't
with a
doing
gun,
anything.
A minute
They,
and a half.
they weren't doing fucking anything. Like they,
Yeah.
yeah. And so then, she stole. I woke up one morning to go to work. I walked to my car, and I see her walking in the opposite direction of my car. And then I saw that she put two signs on the back of my car, rainbow flags that said the F slur on them.
Jesus Christ.
So you left him on, drove to work.
Yeah, I had to let people know what I was all about.
Of course.
Well, so then I and she also stole my gas cap.
Ladies.
Random thing to
Childish.
random thing to steal. I'm just glad she didn't slash my tires, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, if she
expensive.
took your gas cap, you're lucky she didn't pour sugar in your tank.
I should have been on the lookout for that.
She could
Yeah,
have casinoed you, dude. Blew your car up.
yeah, but she so then
She got an Irish car bomb. Man, that was a big circle.
so at this point we're like, oh, we got her.
Yeah.
That's a hate crime.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. you
And
can't make
we were
slurs.
like talking to people, and it was like, well, for it to be a hate crime, like you have to be gay. And I
You're
was
well,
like,
I'm about to start.
and I was
faking
like,
it.
yeah, well, yeah. I was just like, well, am I about to go give the performance of a lifetime?
Yeah, you're like, well,
so
what
then-
I do behind closed doors is nobody's
Yeah.
fucking business.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I can tell the cops
You're like,
I'm
I
gay. Who
could
cares?
make out to Reed Pegram until people believe me.
So then I get home, call the cops immediately, and they know it's me. I'm basically just
Hey,
kind of
what's
like,
up, guys?
hey, what's up? Is this Fred? Cool. How are you? By the way,
Crazy thing happened.
yeah. And so the cop comes over and he does the same thing. He writes down a report. He knocks on the door. She doesn't answer. You'd think cops would be able to get past a door. But so then he like goes back to his car. He comes back and he's like, all right. first, before I ask you anything, before we continue, are you gay? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I am. Like I was like an Oscar-winning moment. Wow. Like I was just kind of like, yeah, this is a real difficult moment.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, well, unfortunately, sexuality is not covered by North Carolina hate crime law. Damn. And I was like, I got so fucking mad.
He just like so musicals. Mad. I fucking made it up, dude.
He just juked
I love
you.
Musicals.
he just made you say I'm gay without needing to.
It's like, dude, I got that on body camera.
Well, that's the thing is, he took a.
That's gonna go on the internet as soon as you go viral.
Well, he took down the report though, and so I don't have a criminal record. But in
you do have a gay record.
In the police department somewhere in Raleigh, North Carolina, there's a file with my name on it. And you just open it and it says gay.
Because you know Raleigh's keeping track of that.
It just says gay and then it has that like sign she made written in crayon.
I have a question. To get around that, could you have like gotten a gay friend of yours to walk by, file a report for a hate crime against you, and then you're like, well, I'm not liable for this. I didn't put it on there. Yeah. The hate crime is this person.
Interesting. I don't know. I'll have to text the paralegal.
Should ask that paralegal friend. Yeah.
Man.
I can't believe that's what this lady was like. She just was upstairs scribbling on the paper. Like, this will show them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what all the crazies do, right?
That's crazy. Dude.
Scribble on paper? I don't scribble. You actually, Keegan, you kind of look like a scribbler. You got a bit of a scribbly vibe to you.
Yeah, my handwriting's terrible.
I've got horrible handwriting as well.
Yeah, mine's
really
bad.
Also,
yeah,
if
but
that's
because you have doctors in the family.
Well, if there are any cops listening to this, I was actually telling the truth to the cops, and I respect them. And I'm just joking. I'm doing a character. I'm just joking when I say I'm not gay.
Actually, Jason is still currently in the closet. He's trying to get through this story without blowing the closet.
They don't cover the hate crime.
They don't cover the hate crime. We eventually got her in cuffs for something. I don't remember what specifically it was. Sex. But eventually, like, I do have still the image of her getting, like...
Arrested.
Yeah, arrested. And she did eventually get evicted and started to leave us alone. And we were wondering the entire time, what the fuck does she do for a living?
Good point.
We saw she had a really nice car, but it was there every day. We never saw it not in the parking lot.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
CIA agent.
No.
She's a gang stalker, man.
So what happened, we when we met her that night, we asked her, we were like, yeah, we see your car all the time. What do you do? And she was like, oh, well, like I used to be a lawyer. Now I teach law at a night school. And we were like, huh, okay. I guess that tracks maybe. And so then we have a friend that we work with, and we give her the name. She like does her internet sleuthing. Mm-hmm. And first of all, finds out she has priors, domestic abuse and evading arrest.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say domestic terrorism.
At a very small level, yeah.
Yeah, she blew a car up.
And also, she wasn't a lawyer. She wasn't a teacher. She was a cleaning woman who a year prior got $50,000 on a scratch off.
Damn, dude.
All the time in the world.
A white trash wet dream right
there. Didn't have to work or anything. She had all her time all day and all the money to just make our lives hell. Yeah. There was at one point...
She had every resource to just
There was at one point, my roommate and her, they shared a wall. His room was on like that side of the apartment. And he like comes to me like I was like about getting ready to bed. He was like, dude, can you just come in my room real quick and like confirm I'm not hallucinating? And I put my ear up to the wall and I hear her being like, you're gonna die, ha, ha, ha. And I was like, all right, dude, you can sleep on the couch tonight. That like, it was horrifying. And eventually we got her, taken away. they were trying to do like get a restraining order. He was trying to, like, he actually got like a lawyer to take her to court and all this kind of stuff, like a big, like a magistrate but bigger. And it was eventually, it just cost too much. So he was just like, you know what, leave it alone. And then found out.
I'm sorry, a magistrate but bigger took me a second.
I was about to
but
say,
it
I
really
need to.
got me. God, that wine's doing it.
But yeah, so then she eventually, got evicted and found out in 2020 that she died shortly after. So this has a happy ending, and that's why.
Why did she die?
I don't remember.
Dude,
Wow.
dude, that lady, it could have been a lot of things.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
the number of, and like
I
that.
didn't see that ending coming.
Huge relief too, because there was like sometimes I would just be, because she still lives in the same
She was
city
like the
presumably,
Riddler.
so it was like where, like, if I'm at fucking Advanced Auto Parts or something, am I gonna turn a corner and
Yeah.
she's gonna be?
She's
gonna be
carrying
there
a stack
fucking
of
shit.
brake pads.
Yeah, that was
That sucks.
that was horrifying. Like,
When your living situation gets compromised, that is the worst feeling. When your house is no longer a sanctuary, that's
Yeah.
fucking rough.
that was yeah.
Oh, I would hate. I lived in an apartment. The last time I lived in an apartment, we had neighbors that were just out of fucking control, and it was like drugs, and it was very obviously drugs. And I mean, like banging on your door at 3 a.m, and you
Yeah.
like open the door like with the chain. You're like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
And they'd be like, "You got a cell phone?" You're like, "Fuck, no, I don't have, no, dude."
Now that's the Riddler.
They would fight.
This wasn't the Riddler. This was an insane person that should have been in Arkham, like, from birth.
Yeah, we had these people got kicked out from meth because I guess the maintenance people showed up in their apartment. So they evicted them. We came home. All their stuff's outside in the apartment, like yard, and you're like, "Oh, this is going to be a problem."
It's not just outside, but it's
on
it's
the yard. Like
it's
not outside of their thing.
well,
like,
but no, I know, but it's not just outside. It's disassembled because they did that.
they're just going through it. No, dude, those people showed back up that night, flipped out, broke into the apartment. So we're like upstairs, and we can just hear them downstairs. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, there's
Damn.
nothing in the apartment. And they were coming out, dude. They were taking sinks. They're taking faucets. They had stolen a.
How the fuck do you steal a sink?
They're just ripping shit out. They took
Yeah.
a ceiling fan. We're like, dude, what is the aftermarket value?
Drug
of
addicts
a-
can have some superhuman strength given
Yeah,
the right
yeah.
cocktail.
You ever
Yeah.
done an Adderall? Tried to take a sink out?
It was insane.
When I took Adderall, I would just write very shitty comedy.
Yeah, it's
So what's changed?
Adderall's tough.
I do
man.
it slower now.
Okay, not as high volume.
Yeah,
Have
no.
you ever performed on Adderall?
Never performed on Adderall. Performed high dozens of times, countless times, you may even say. First time I performed drunk, I called my grandmother a cunt on stage.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Being drunk on stage always feels like it's going to be a lot better than it is.
I have fun with it. It
What's-
makes me the right level of loose.
You talk about losing sleep. You know what's even like a more wild experience? Going like a night without sleep and then getting on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sleep deprived comedy does not work.
I have this weird manic energy about me though that like when I go a night without sleep, I'm not like I'm tired all day and that I'm yawning all the time, but I'm like kind of weirdly wired
Yeah.
and I don't know what it is. Like so
Your brain is running on chemicals it doesn't normally run on.
yeah. So I like when I like perform on stage sleep deprived, it's sometimes I have a really good set. But also I don't want to keep doing that.
No.
Caffeine's hard too. If you have too much caffeine on stage, that's a tough one. You just
Yeah.
feel fucking shaky.
Start talking fast.
Yeah. And everybody else is like slowed down, drunk, and high. They're like, "What are you fucking doing?" Cocaine was a nightmare. I got on stage.
I can't imagine.
Oh, dude! The thought I had, and I know this sounds dumb, but I felt like everybody was looking at me, and it really spun me up. And yeah, everybody is looking at you.
Yeah,
You're on
performing
stage.
You
But, dude, as
asked for
soon as
everybody
turned
to-
around
I
with
can't
the
even-
microphone. It was just like.
I can't even imagine performing. And anytime I've done cocaine, I just aggressively agreed with whatever my friend was saying. I was just like, yeah. Yeah.
You might be good at improv on coke then.
Yes, 8 dildos, perfect.
Hanukkah.
That would explain most of Robin Williams' career.
Yeah, he made it look great.
Yeah.
He made it look so fun.
Yeah.
It's not good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean.
I had a panic attack on stage one time under no drugs.
Whoa.
What gave you the
Just
panic?
raw dogging it. Just being up there fully conscious of the context in which you're doing something. You're like, why am I even...
I'm just up here talking.
Why would anybody do this ever? It's so stupid.
Well, it was my first time quitting weed, or like taking a tolerance break, and I had smoked so much that I had like a real like psychological dependence on it. And so then also I was cutting down on smoking, so I just had this perfect cocktail in my head of anxiety. And so then I was on a open mic at Good Nights, and it was a clean mic, and I was trying to work on being clean. I just had and then I got on stage. I had like my set was like probably like 10 seconds, because I was like barely getting out every word because breathing, I was hyperventilating. I would like talk like this, and then and like I like paused and
then you're not doing well because you're nervous, which makes it way worse.
Well, and then I just saw everybody looking at me, and I was like, you know what? And then I just shook my head no, and then walked off stage. The funny part of this story is that I was working on jokes about mental health. And so the joke I did was, I'm bipolar. Just to let you guys know, this set could go one of two ways. And it went the second way. To the point where the host, as I was walking off stage, he was like, is this part of it? I was
like, fucking genius, dude.
Yeah.
You get a standing ovation.
It was, that was one of the, what
a brave statement you made about
insane.
mental health.
But that's like the story where Larry David used to go up and he would just scan the audience really, really slow, and then he would go, never mind, and he would walk off.
Dude, that's a power move. Just never mind. No, y'all suck.
It's so funny.
I mean, that's the Red Fox. He was in Vegas, and it was like, a Vegas room, big like band playing and everything. Oh, nice. And there were 8 people, and he got out and was just like,
there's more people in the band.
And he just says, 8 people? I'm not performing for 8 fucking people. And then he like turned around, left the stage, and the band had to like play like off.
Everybody wanted to do.
Yeah.
Everybody has wanted to do that. Everybody's had that moment. That's a scary moment when you're on stage, when you're like, what am I even fucking doing here? That's not a funny
You're
moment.
like, I'm alone, and I'm half as big as the audience.
Yeah.
I had this like years ago. I had around the same era, like 2017. I had this like dream that I was on stage and I was bombing, and I just yelled at the audience, "What do you want from me?" And then someone yelled back at me, "To be funny, asshole." And then I walked, and I swear to God, in the dream, I like walk off stage, go back into the green room, and my ex who cheated on me with another comic is fucking him in the green room.
Oh my
God. One of the worst dreams ever, because a dream that has like an essence of like realness to it. Man. Like a dream about.
You're like, thank God I'm lucidly dreaming. Oh no!
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
That next day was a bad day.
That was a bad fucking day.
You were mad at everybody.
Like, what the fuck?
I'll say the dream. I am always interested in dreams like my entire life, but the dream that fucked me up the most one time was I had a dream that a vulture was just following me around, not flying above, like 2 feet behind me, like just hopping as I walk. And that really fucked with me. Could then, like, during the day, I would, like, look behind me. It felt so fucking real. And because also I looked up, like, dream meanings, whatever, and it said, like, a vulture, obviously means, like, death. Yeah. And so I was, like, that whole day, I was like, hey, man, how you doing? Fine.
just spiraling silently.
I'm okay. How are you?
This is why I've never Googled the meaning of dreams.
I'm with
never
you.
once.
No.
Yeah.
You know when dreams really kick in is when you take a tolerance break from weed.
Oh
When
yeah.
all right, so when I went on probation, I was like, dude, I can't fucking sleep. And the dream started, and then I was like, I'll take melatonin. That was just like throwing gasoline
That's
on
a
fire.
fucking.
I had
Yeah,
no
dude.
idea. I was fucking spinning out in there.
You can't take melatonin regularly, dude. I took melatonin regularly when I was a
like it.
kid. I had melatonin every night, and apparently, especially if you're a child and you're growing, if you give melatonin's a naturally occurring chemical in the brain. So once you start
can
giving
make
it
your brain-
artificially, your brain's going to be like, we don't need to make this anymore.
Oh, dude.
And now I just can't sleep unless I
actually-
have heavy medication.
It's actually
Really?
really hard to break melatonin. I did it to myself in my early 20s in the Army,
Yeah.
where I was taking it every day for like 6 months or a year. And then when I stopped,
just
it
don't
took like a
Yeah.
few nights before I was able to sleep.
I love any medication or drug that's like a down thing.
Yeah.
Like bring me down. That's why like
Let's go
I've done
down.
coke like a handful of times. I'm not as big a fan. Give me
Yeah, you're more like
give
a
me down.
heroin susceptible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
coke,
yeah.
The last time I watched myself to try to do a podcast on coke, and that was the last time I did coke. I
Wow.
watched a video of myself on cocaine and was like, "That's horrible."
I didn't realize he was on cocaine, and he just told me like 2 weeks later, and
Wow.
he was like that was like you told me like maybe a month later.
Yeah.
You were like, I haven't done cocaine in a month because I watched that episode.
I watched
It
the
was
video
like-
and I was just like, that's why I tell people, I'm like, if you really want to get off of cocaine, watch a video of you on it. It's horrendous, dude.
What sucks is there was a while where some people thought that I was on coke because sometimes I have like high energy on stage. And especially at this era, I was starting to be like higher energy, and I have a deviated septum, so I just am constantly sniffling. So then I just like come off stage. They're like, "Good set, man." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, man." Having trouble with eye contact. It's like it's not a good cocktail of things to.
Dude, I struggle with that. And once I start doing that, like if I like give up on eye contact, it's so hard to come back to it.
Yeah.
Like if I just after a set and you're like, then you're just staring
Yeah.
at feet. I'm like, dude, I'm weirding people out.
Yeah.
That's why I never do eye contact, and I only look at foreheads.
That's a
Yeah.
good move. I've never
Right
thought
here's
about
another
that.
good one.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, well, just anywhere on the face
even thought about
that's
that.
nearby the eyes, I
Yeah.
just look at those things. Pretty good. I usually look at your glasses.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I had the kids, bro, I really love sleep. Like once it got taken away from
Sleep's
me,
the best.
Once it got taken away
Yeah.
from me, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that's important. I need that.
It's the most important thing ever.
It's crazy.
There's a great book by Matthew Walker called Why We Sleep.
Fuck that
That's
guy.
why.
Because I don't want to read it. I don't need to know.
All
All right, a rec for the listeners.
Why
though.
we sleep? I'll read that.
It's
because,
great.
dude,
It's really interesting.
You break down when you don't sleep. It's
Yeah.
insane.
And he
Keegan-
talks about like the science of like theories on why do we sleep the way we do? Why do we dream? Why do we do A, B, and C? Like here's the whole science behind it and all the different theories, and it's really
Nah, that guy.
it's kind of a companion. I don't think it's meant to be that way. It's kind of a companion book to Being You by Anil Seth, which is kind of the same thing, but specifically about consciousness. Where it's kind of just like breaking down our modern understanding and the history of this topic,
Yeah, because I think
and
it's-
just giving you
we
a
don't talk about how fucking weird it is that we sleep every night.
yeah.
How fucking bizarre.
And we sleep harder than like most animals do. Like birds sleep like 2 seconds at a time.
What?
When you watch, like you see like geese flying south for the winter or ducks or whatever, and they're in that like V formation. So they basically sleep for like 2 seconds at a time while they're flying. It's a light enough sleep that they then wake up. So when you see when you see one of those up there and they're like flapping their wings, that's them waking up.
Oh shit.
They're basically that's like how are they able to do that all the way down to the southern hemisphere? Because they're just sleeping
That's
the
them
entire
coming
way.
back back in their lane. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, they're just like,
You're like, so
and
they
their
only sleep
wings
for
are
2
flapping.
seconds.
Mhm.
So I got a 2-second window to hit
Yeah.
this
I mean-
goose with a golf club.
What you're telling me is that once again, humans are better at something, which is sleeping.
Yeah. Mhm.
We're the best. Humans,
Yeah.
we're the best. Fuck all these other animals.
Yeah, and that's why our brains are able to develop the way that they did.
Yeah.
It's because
'Cause
we
we're
have
better.
the deeper sleep.
What about like fucking
Because
dolphins?
Yahweh.
What about dolphins and whales? What are they doing? Those are like
What's
water
funny
people.
about I don't remember about dolphin sleep, but whale. Have you ever seen pictures of whales sleeping?
I have never thought about
They
it.
sleep
until just
like
a second.
they sleep like vertically.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
As big as a whale is too? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, they sleep vertically.
So yeah, they sleep like pickles.
Yeah.
They sleep like the last pickle in the jar.
That's crazy. I don't really fuck with whales though.
I mean, they're fine. They're not.
I don't think I've ever fucked with a whale. I try to stay on land.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anywhere that there are
Yeah.
whales, I don't want to be in the water with a whale.
Yeah.
No fucking way. I don't. They're too big. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
they're
scared
huge.
of a horse. You
The
know, 'cause
ocean's
horses
the
are-
Horses,
scariest
yeah.
place, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Have
way.
you ever seen a? Well, there's a reason we got out of the fucking ocean is because it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, apparently that's where the aliens are. Is
Yeah.
in the ocean.
Yeah, I saw Lauren Boebert talk about that in Congress the other day.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That they're just talking about it and it's like not a big deal.
Yeah, and it's not even getting covered except
Not
for
at
by
all.
like 3 people that are on like a .net. .com was taken. Like
And
they
one
don't
of them
even-
is Alex Jones, who is now owned by The Onion.
Yeah. They
Man.
do.
Poor Alex, dude.
I know.
Poor Alex.
He made one big mistake, really.
Yeah.
He made a lot of mistakes, but
Nah.
That
Nah.
one cost him.
yeah, that was a bad one.
That was the fucking.
That was a pretty bad
crazy
one.
to put a monetary amount on that. That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always
yeah.
thought was interesting. It's like,
But
how did
also,
we
like,
arrive
the
at-
frogs are gay. Bohemian Grove is real. Like, what do we do?
Well, it's like because you watch
Jeffrey Epstein happened.
you watch a golden era like Alex Jones episode, like 2015, like 2013, whatever. And it starts out, it seems like a regular right-wing talk radio guy where it's kind of inflammatory,
Yeah.
but then it's just like, all right, but whatever. And then he takes a break, downs a bottle of Jack Daniels, and he comes back, and he's like, and the lizard people and
And the lizard people are
the lizard people, they're taking everyone, and they're going underground. They're going underground. Spider-Man is real. Like all this crazy shit.
What's in the DNA?
Yeah.
Dude,
He's the
I mean, he
best.
started out.
It's
just like,
perform like legally they had to say it was his lawyer said it was performance art, and if you view it like that, it's amazing.
Yes.
Like that's you don't get that anywhere else.
Here's-
no, the commitment to the bit is amazing.
But here's what really, really blows my mind is that how many people didn't understand that it was performance art.
Oh, yeah.
Like since the first time I watched Alex Jones, I was like, oh, this is a fun bit.
And people took it seriously and like killed other people.
That's why I'm upset
Yeah.
about the whole situation because I'm like, guys, this is we're doing sillies, guys. Come on.
I mean, and that comes down to honestly how, I mean, not even to take it too far in this direction, but like that's kind of how Trump got elected. He started it, he did it as a bit. He found out that
Well, the left forgot how to do sillies.
Well,
entirely for a few years
the
there.
real like he got mad that Gwen Stefani got paid more for The Voice than he did for Celebrity Apprentice. So he put on a fake presidential announcement like event so that he could get more money from
So
NBC.
you're telling me that Gwen Stefani is the Franz Ferdinand?
Yes, I'm 100% telling you that. Yeah.
I think
That's fucking crazy.
here's
He started it as a bit.
bananas.
Got fired from. He got fired from NBC because
What
of the
year
things
was
he
this?
said
What
in the
year
speech.
was this?
Was 2015. This is when he
Nah,
announced.
I
This was
think it was
this was
before
when there
that.
was.
Here's
I
what
love
I
it.
think.
No, this
Here's
is
what
what
I think
happened.
it was. I think it was the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
with Obama.
Obama says, I have one thing Donald Trump will never have, the presidency of the United States. And I think that was the moment that he was like,
That's what a lot of people point to.
Really?
That's what a lot of people point to. But no, he like it was a fake. And he paid actors to stand with signs.
I mean, who knows? That guy's as real as McDonald's, you know?
That's
It's
true.
it's
That's
all
true.
pretend.
And
time.
McDonald's has ruined many lives this past
And
week.
what a fucking weird thing. It's like we're in a McDonald's commercial. When they had that picture of Trump with RFK Jr., they had the McDonald's product
Yeah,
placement.
dude, that was a humiliation
What the fuck
ritual
is
if I've
that?
ever seen one,
And then
man.
it's like, then Donald Trump did the French fries at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then they made sure to keep saying every time they talk about this assassin, they're like, he was caught at McDonald's.
By the way, I feel
And
like
the Monopoly money.
what,
What do they do at
If
McDonald's?
McDonald's comes with the Monopoly money next month, we're like, God damn.
Mhm,
bro.
yeah,
I mean, they just hit us with the McRib. I mean, let's be real.
that's where the guy got shot. Actually, it was in the McRib.
Let's,
You got a bullet in the McRib, brought to you by McDonald's.
I was gonna say,
You're denied.
let's be real. That's why he got caught. Luigi needed a McRib, and he couldn't.
Luigi needed a McRib. That's such a fun sentence. Luigi needed a McRib.
That's
Dude,
why I
when they
said
said
it.
it's Luigi. I was like, this isn't real life.
No.
Well, it's the same name as Luigi Galliani, who is a Italian anarchist at like the turn of the century, who like coined the term "the propaganda of the deed," which is basically what this guy was talking about. Yeah, Luigi Galliani. I think the timeline could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that inspired the dude to shoot McKinley.
Man, I might just kill myself. It's getting it's getting to the point where I kind of just don't want to deal with it anymore.
You gotta watch it go down, dude. You gotta watch it go down.
You're right.
I mean, what a blessing that we're at the end.
Okay. Takeoff song. What's your "The World Is Burning" song? Meteor coming. 5 minutes. I got time for one more song. What are you listening
Nero
to?
on the rooftop.
You've already done all the like whatever drugs and orgy thing that people talk about doing when there's the apocalypse. You got one song you can listen to right before it all goes down.
I'm gonna go Fight Club with it.
Where's
Where's
my
my
mind?
mind by the pig? No, I'm just
But that's picturing it happening in slow motion.
yeah, that's true. Man, I would have to really think about that because like the kind of heavy metal that would require is not the kind that
It's
I
a Beautiful
listen to
Day
all
by
the
U2.
time. It's
I get knocked down when I get up there.
I'd like to listen to Blues Travelers one more time.
Quite fitting, Chumbawamba anarchists.
Dude.
I mean,
They got dropped by their label because dude went on Politically Incorrect and said, yeah, all the money from the record goes to the record company, so you guys should steal our album.
Nice.
I mean,
The company dropped them and they had to start having their record behind the cashier like they were cigarettes.
fuck, dude.
I mean-
that song, if they would have put it out independently, oh my god, that song was everywhere. That's
but
great.
also like, I'm an anarchist. We're an hour 25 in. Nobody's listening.
yeah, I
but-
don't know.
But here's the thing. You know what's worse than an anarchist? Somebody who votes for Trump for chaos.
Yeah, 1000%.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of person that would describe themselves as an anarchist without knowing what anarchism was.
No, somebody who knows what anarchism is doesn't vote. Period. Period.
That text, text back is horrifying. That's almost as bad.
The
as
instant text back is
Yeah.
like, dude,
Like 2 seconds.
That's almost as.
How
bad
did
as
like that? Like how'd you type that quickly?
dude, I would be like, look, either I'm
She had to
dying
copy
or
and
she's
paste.
dying in the next 5 minutes. That's it. Copy paste on that.
Yeah.
Message.
Even
she
more
already
horrifying,
had it.
dude. This is like the end of the movie where you find out this is like the 12th person that she's done it
Oh
to.
my god, dude! What a nightmare. Yeah.
She
At
starts.
least she didn't get pregnant.
She
Could you
stops limping as she walks
I-
away.
We seriously like considered like what if she like there was a while where we thought like what if she tried to pull a pregnancy thing. Thank fucking God that didn't happen. And we found out that she wasn't going to do that when we found the bloody tampon on our front porch.
That's
You're like,
We were like, you know what?
you
Fuck
know
yeah.
what? There's some silver lining.
Yeah,
okay? Yes, there's a bloody
Yeah.
tampon. She's not pregnant.
That's,
You got to take the good with the bad. You take the rest, and there you have the
Silver
facts of
lining.
life.
but still, worst way to get that news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bad.
Yeah.
Bloody tampon is fucking outrageous.
What was funny was like one of my first thoughts too was first of all the DoorDash. Second of all, I was like, man, I gotta buy a new doormat now. I'm not leaving that there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She also one time, separate occasion, she opened up a bunch of ketchup packets and threw those on our doormat to like draw like ants or something.
Dude,
And that's weird. That's not worse, but that's weirder, right?
No,
It's
that's
weird.
That's weirder than a bloody tampon.
Yeah.
Because that requires creativity.
I think both bring ants, though. I
That-
think.
Probably.
That feels like drug activities to me. That feels like she was at the back end of like a 12-hour acid trip.
Yeah.
And
Honestly,
she was
that,
like, I'm going to.
bring them.
that's like throwing eggs into the bathtub. Like that's just a fun cathartic thing you do. Just watch them splat.
Just doing the Wile E. Coyote sign shit is pretty crazy. She's just like making signs.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I think we did it.
Oh yeah. We're like almost an hour and a half in.
Oh, nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
We did, guys. We podcasted so much.
Well, did you have anything to promote?
When's this coming out?
Friday.
Oh, this is coming out Friday. You can catch me. Let me just pull up.
You can't get away from McDonald's.
You got the Recast podcast.
Yeah. The Recast podcast.
Very fun.
Follow us on Instagram. We got a Patreon and everything. It's a fun podcast. We've had Trent on. We'll have you on as well,
Nice,
sir.
yeah,
We take old movies, we recast them. My Instagram is at JasonZComedy. Got the links for that there. On Tuesday, the 17th, I'll be at Limerick Junction. On the 28th, I'll be at Dynamic El Dorado doing a Hanukkah show. I've told you the premise of it, right? It's a Hanukkah special, and it's a Hanukkah show. It's 8 comics and Luke Bentley hosting, and the poster is like him as the menorah with the 8 comics, with the 8 Jewish comics as the candles, and this whole show is organized around that poster idea.
That's so fun.
That's awesome.
And then also
check that show out. Don't miss that show.
January 21st, I'll be in Athens for Open Toad. I'm going to be on Tournament of Topics this Sunday. And these things aren't in order.
Yeah.
All right? Cut me some slack. But that's where you can find me. Yeah, those are my plugs. Jeffrey Epstein worked for Israeli intelligence. And that's all I have to
He's
say.
a Mossad agent,
Yeah,
obviously.
dude.
Is Open Toad at Flickr Bar?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so I'm on that.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah.
I'm going to work backwards. I'm doing Tournament of Topics January 19th. Doing Cubanos in Roswell
January
with Keegan
11th, I'm
on January 11th. I'm doing the Globe on Sunday the 5th in Athens.
Coming off the bench.
Globe's fun,
for
man.
that one.
I'm doing East Atlanta Comics on the 19th.
Oh, Reed's show?
Yep, I'm doing that on the
Yeah.
19th of
Co-host
this
of
month,
the Recast
December.
podcast.
Yep. Reed's the man. I'm doing Social Space on the 17th. My birthday is on the 16th, so Venmo me. And then this Sunday, if you're in Athens, the 15th, I am doing Tournament of Topics as a competitor.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. We're on the same show.
Dude, good luck. I was a fucking murderer on the last one.
I've never done it. But
Dude, I
those
was
types of
ending
shows,
these
not to
sluts.
jinx it, those types of shows do tend to go well for me.
Oh, really?
And this is ultimately jinxing. I don't care about winning. I just want to be funny.
I think we should make an outside.
I'm the guy.
I just want everybody to have
That's
fun.
the thing. I'm the dude on the reality show that's like, I'm just here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Before we stop recording, I want to put this out as a proposition to you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think that we should do an outside bit that becomes more fun than the show itself. Where we force ourselves into the finals together.
Yeah.
That sounds like such a fun
That sounds
show.
fun.
I mean, Jason said that he is scared of performing sleep deprived. You don't know an existence outside of that anymore.
Yeah.
And you haven't done comedy in a long time.
Yeah.
So you're like, buddy, come through on New Year's Eve, the fucking Shed show. I don't know. Hit me up on if you're cool enough and you hit me up on Instagram the right way, I might tell you where the Shed show is.
And I got so nervous when you said a proposition. I was about to say no so hard to whatever it was.
No.
Because last time that happened,
Yeah.
I lost and I had to do my set at McCracken's in the Meatwad voice.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And I still have the video.
No, it was horrible. I hated that
It
so
wa-
much
it was
because
so bad.
It bombed so hard and I
Yeah.
couldn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. I just went up there and talked like Meatwad, and that was it.
Yeah, it was so bad that we didn't use it.
No, it was horrible. It was horrible. I was mad. I was so mad at myself too.
The funniest podcast bit that turned into like a punishment at McCracken's, the funniest punishment turnout was definitely when Jesse Martin had to juggle through his entire set.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's wild.
I can
Someone
do
told
that.
me I look like I can juggle. I don't know what to make of it.
Honestly, I didn't think it until it was said, but now I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
All right, we've been
I wish
going
I
for
could.
so long.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there was. Did I tell you about when we recorded?